In this tech tip, we're going to show a really unique way that you can communicate manufacturing information using e-drawings. We're going to show the step-by-step process and how this sheet metal part will be formed and create an e-drawing that captures these steps that we can share with suppliers and manufacturers. To do this, however, we need to start in SOLIDWORKS and document the individual steps. I'm going to do this using configurations, and I'm going to label my steps based on number. So we're going to start with step 1. You'll notice that I call it step O1, and this is because SOLIDWORKS orders your configurations by the text, not the numerical value. So the very first step we're going to do is we're going to show this in its flattened state. You can quickly click the flatten button to accomplish this, but another method you can use is going into the flat pattern feature file. You can actually suppress this flat pattern feature. This is ultimately what controls the flatten button inside of SOLIDWORKS anyway. So we've documented the first step. Let's go ahead and start to get into the actual forming operations for this part. I'm going to create another configuration called step 2, and what I'd like to do is show these flanges that need to be formed on the top. If we expand that flat pattern feature, you'll notice a series of flattened features in here, and when I hover over them, they show a line on the part for the individual flange or the sheet metal feature they're meant to unfold. All we need to do is suppress these individual features, and SOLIDWORKS will make the necessary features in the SOLIDWORKS model unfold. So here you can see that I've created a configuration that shows just those flanges. Let's create another one, step 3. Again, we're going to perform the same process where we're going to go into the feature manager, find the relevant bend that we want to unfold, and simply choose to suppress that flatten feature. We'll continue this process until the entire model has been reformed into the fully formed part. At this point, we've created all but our very last step, but for this, we're going to go ahead and use the original default configuration. So you can at this point simply just rename that to be the last step in the process. So all of the configurations have been named steps 1 through 15 in this process. The final step is to share this, and to do this, we're going to go ahead and use e-drawings. At this point, you'll be presented with the option whether or not you want to choose specific configurations, the current configuration, or in this case, we'll choose all of the configurations to capture all of the individual manufacturing steps for this part. As I go ahead and click Publish, you can see that e-drawings is capturing each one of these, and it's going to create a file that you can email to anybody, which they can view on a PC, a Mac, or Android and iOS mobile devices. When they open the file and receive it, they'll be able to see all the configurations that make up this part right here. They're also easily available over here on the left-hand side when you expand the Configurations tab. You can quickly click on each one of these to see the step-by-step process and how this part is put together, and quickly navigate through the individual steps. This makes it very clear what your intentions were for this part to be manufactured. This is just one quick way that you can use e-drawings to communicate unique ideas with your customers, suppliers, and vendors using e-drawings.